everyone. How's everyone doing? Okay. Oh, geez, no, and don't do that. Don't stick your fingers down your throat. Please don't do that. Oh my God. So what's up? Hey, Selena Colstead. Thank you for becoming Lord Troll. Welcome to Lord Troll. I think that means thank you for becoming a member. I don't. It usually just says became a member. I don't understand other YouTube shit yet. Oh, there we go. Oh my God. Live chat really does make a difference. Hey, little mousy girl, Annette White, Melly Lynn, Dirty Uncle Sal, Ola, John, feeling kind of breezy, Sunny D, Aaron Lee, Selena, just saying, what's up? Herber, hey, little mousy girl, Reagan, Lisa Nichols, Autistic Chill, what's up, buddy? Oh, that's it. So yeah, I've just had a really kind of a lazy day today. I don't know whether to call it class or season, but whatever, season class 4 of improv started today. So I had that today. Yeah, so I didn't do much of anything. I showered. That's what I did today. I showered. So I was going through though I was cleaning out some shit and I was skimming through a couple of videos and I heard something really interesting in one of them and just a couple of hilarious things in another. I thought we just maybe check them out or something tonight if everyone wants, but definitely the really interesting one I'm going to share. Hey, Karma Kid. Not a fan of KJ. Beth Yant. Christy. Grandma Lori. Hey, Claire Bear. Hey, April. Hello there, the bot was asleep. I am late. It's okay. It's not like I really give you guys, it's not like I tell you guys when I'm going live or give much of this. In fact, I saw what the chat bot or whatever in Discord said. I was laughing my ass off at it. Let me pull it up. All right, let me just read it real quick. Hey, EKC people suck. Our queen of snark and translator of idiocracy has granted us with a new stream. Yeah, it's funny. Okay, so, oh, hey, Renelle. Oh my God, I didn't even see you. Why didn't I see you there? What's up? So, all right, let me pull up this stream. How do I pull it up? I was watching it on this account. So I have Facebook open. I can just send the link to myself. No, wait, not this link. So it was this one first. Where is it? There it is. Is this private or unlisted? Private. Now it's unlisted. All right.
People believe what they say.
Share. Copy link. Okay. Now I got it. Why didn't it go? Okay, now I got it. And I got it on my account, so I can enjoy the YouTube Red while I play it. All right, so this, I don't quite remember when this stream was. Did I put a date on here? Yes, I did. Okay, cool. This was from October 7th, 2021. No, wait, that's not right. Because I thought that this was after she was served by Tati, but maybe not. I don't know, because when was she served by Tati? Like the end of August or October, right? It was like the day before Halloween or something. But I'm not usually wrong when I put the date in. Okay, well, I'm going to have to listen to some of it again. Anyways, it was titled Utterly Discouraged. She was utterly discouraged. And there's a few things I found really interesting in the stream, and especially the way she explains and describes how people are allowed to talk about whatever they want on these commentary channels or whatever, so long as they're not accusing people of crimes and so long as they get proof for the things that they say. Like, she stresses this. Of course, she's stressing this because she herself was kind of feeling like she was falling victim to having herself be blamed and accused of crimes or whatever. So that's where this was stemming from naturally. You know, it has to do with her. So, but yeah. So, I mean, she obviously knows what she's doing is wrong, right? That's what I find interesting. Okay, sorry. What's chat saying? AK, so you dipped out a little red stream too early. The last 34 minutes was insane. Oh, I'm sorry. I just gotten home. Like, I just walked in the door. As I was walking in the door, I was reading something on Instagram telling me, you know, hey, you should go check, or Little Red was hoping that you check out her stream or whatever. So I turned it on, and while I was listening to it, I was like, you know, getting undressed or whatever, you know, and I had made something to eat, and then I just, you know, try to catch up on shit. But yeah, so I kind of tuned out. I did. I will definitely go back and check out the last, you know, hour or so, like you say. Thank you. November 1st, 2020. Okay, so I must have put the wrong date in. Thank you for that. What did I say I put in there? I put in the October 7th. Okay, I'll go back and change that. I thought it was like November 1st. I thought it was like shortly after she was served. But okay, whatever. Thank you. Thank you very much. Who was that again? Who was it? I think it was Just Saying. Yep. Thank you, Just Saying. So, and wait a minute, I put 2021. Oh, no, wait, this must have been when I uploaded it to YouTube. Okay. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. Did I put a date in here, though? I get nothing. I didn't put any info in there. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I must have uploaded it then. So it was November 1st, 2020. I'm going to fill that out in just a second. So where did she say the crimes part? Yeah, about the 6-minute mark. So we'll start like 5 minutes in. Good, good enough. Sorry, my tablet's breaking my balls. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay. It was from 12/31/2020. Utterly discouraged KJ Live. Oh, it was on her KJ Live channel. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Reagan. I forgot that you had that info. Shit. I gotta remember that. There's actually a few I put up here in my other account, whatever. I don't have the dates for, and I just feel like that makes for easier searching. But okay. So I'm gonna start playing.
It's not weird for them to do it. It's normal for them to do it as well. It's normal for anybody that does any sort of reporting to do a ton of videos on one topic. It's just the hypocrisy of it. I don't care that they're making videos. They're calling me obsessed while making excessive amount of videos in their mind. That's my point. So if you're going to call me obsessed, look in your own catalog and see how many videos you've made. Whether it's Nick Snyder on Viewer's Voice, I bet you he has more than 50 videos about James Charles. Or Dustin Daly, I bet you he has more than 50 videos about James Charles. I bet Rich Lux has more than 50 videos about James Charles. I bet that Truth Sleuth, I bet you at this point she has more than 20 videos about me. Right? That's just how this works. So if people want to say that it's obsessive.
See, that's where Truth Sleuth fucked up. She should have done 50 about Katie's time. She's like the 25 because everyone else got like 50 videos. Why didn't Katie get 50? That was her fuck up.
It's ridiculous because that's what you do when you're reporting, right? And if you're doing reporting that isn't, you know, accusing people of crimes or various things like that, you shouldn't have anything to worry about, right? If you stick to the facts or if...
That reminds me. So Rakin, I'm assuming that you're listening here. Someone in Little Red Stream earlier this evening had a great, fabulous idea. Come Thursday night, we should all do a live stream and like make a few drinks and just have a few cocktails and sit around and wait for the boss's shit to drop and see what the hell he thinks he has. So let me know.
If you are being if you're doing commentary, it's clear what your commentary is. It's pretty hard for anyone to win a defamation case. Point blank, period. So, and that's not about me. It's just the facts.
Sure wasn't.
So anyone that wants to come at me and be like, you're obsessive. No, if you're covering me right now, you're doing exactly what I do when I cover stories. We are providing content to our audiences. And I don't care if you do 77 videos about me, 3,000 videos about me. It doesn't matter to me. And I'm not being hypocritical by just pointing out the hypocrisy. And then they're like, oh, but you have no sense of humor. You don't like it when people talk about you. I don't care. Do you know how many of these creators that have made so many videos about me that I've never even touched their channels? I've never reported them. I've never struck them. I've never talked to them. I've never communicated with them.
Oh my God, that was so big of her to not report channels because she didn't like their content. Oh my God, that was so, she's so noble, yo. She's such a good woman. Yeah.
Never acknowledged them. Like, I don't care. If I cared, I would be like calling up YouTube. The only time I've ever cared about videos are when people get them wrong and I want something to be corrected, or if someone has a really large platform.
Which is like every freaking video. Okay, no, I'm not saying that people get things wrong, but she thinks that they get things wrong. And she wants them to correct it. So it's like every video she has an issue with.
And they put out something wrong, like saying that I, committed perjury, or alluding to the fact that I committed
now
perjury,
you can allude.
Or alluding to the fact that I've committed crimes that I haven't committed, because that's like actual defamation. If you can't prove what you're saying and you're stating something as fact, or you don't have any proof, or you're not providing any sort of balance, then you can't really be balanced. There are channels that are balanced here. I'm not saying that they're all.
Oh, so she just needs to be more balanced. Has her reporting of 7M been balanced? Like, would you say that that's been balanced or biased? Do you think that could be construed as defamation? Because, I mean, did she provide any proof or evidence? Did she provide balance? I don't know.
Unbalanced at all. There's plenty of channels that are being very unbiased and they're just doing their stories. And then there's other channels that are being very biased, and that's, the narrative that they're going with. But, no matter what happens, Just because someone says something about me doesn't make it true. It's no different than just because I say something about the Duggars, it doesn't make it true either.
No, yeah, but don't call her a liar.
Just because I have an opinion about the shows I cover, or if I have an opinion about Teen Mom or whatever, it doesn't make it true, right? So just because.
Oh, but it does to Katie. Oh, it makes it true. But she did commit a crime. Remember her taking a picture of Just Duggar at his arraignment? Yep. I mean, the only thing I question there is that like a crime, or is that like a civil like offense? But either way, she broke the law, regulation, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, there should have been consequences. I mean, it's not even like why did she do it? She didn't do it to like preserve this like moment in history or some shit like that, you know, like she didn't do it from any good place. She did it for her own fucking selfish gain or greed. That's why she did it.
Because someone says something about me, it doesn't make it true. Just because someone says that I've done these terrible things doesn't make it true. And it's unfortunate because now I'm seeing like people that support me being targeted and harassed, and it's really silly.
It's
because
silly.
I can't control what anyone does on my if they're a fan of mine, I have no control of what people do or say. Anyone that
she has no control. That's why over on Instagram, when someone points out about how Sally nails or some shit like that, she goes, "Hey, let's go." She has no control though.
That has watched me for years. I have never endorsed any type of violence. I've never endorsed any type of hate, threats. And I always tell people constantly, do not spread hate. Do not bring hate to these people. Do not attack these people. Do not cause harm to these people. Don't.
Just take away their livelihood. That's all. I mean, come on.
Don't. Right? I think you're frustrated that they continue to beat a dead horse. Yes, that's it.
Isn't that Todd's nickname for her? I think I made that joke when I did a translator video on this, actually. Or was that Cold Fish? I forget.
I'm frustrated that no matter what I do, it's like they've assigned some sort of negative connotation to it. So I was upset today when I found out that a YouTuber took his own life or died by suicide. And he said that there was a couple of people.
Disregard this whole part that she's talking about now, because the YouTuber in question actually did not take his own life. He's last I knew he's still alive and kicking with the rest of us. So just disregard this right here. But I don't fault her for believing that he did, because like all of YouTube believed that he did. So
that pushed him to do it or gave him something, and like it was sort of like this. He blamed certain people on the platform for, in addition to his physical and mental well-being or deteriorating well-being. He talked about how there was these people on the platform that were doing really nasty things to him, and it was like the push he needed for his life to be over, right? And he's gone. And it's really sad. And it's like, since I've been on this platform, there's like 4 people now that have basically done the same thing. And it's all comes down to this relentless hate that people get on this platform. And I don't know who they're trying to say, like, because I said, so here's the narrative. Because
I just want to throw, I was looking at the chat right now. I just want to clear one thing up. Renell says, a very well-known attorney confirmed for me it is a federal crime. Thank you for that. I did not know. Fucking Reagan brings up a great point regarding Wilbur here coming history coming up at Thursday, St. Patrick's Day. Like, I'm wondering, I asked in Little Red's chat, like, why is he doing this on St. Patrick? Why is he waiting until then? Like, does he think break-in is St. Patrick? You know, like, what? But Breakin says, let's be honest, Katie tried to get my identity and failed. He doesn't fucking scare me. Word. Did she not make people worried that she wanted to do the same thing to herself and blame Keemstar? Yeah. Yeah, that's coming up. Well, she doesn't. Oh no, wait, that's in the other video. I'm sorry. No, there's another video. I want to play some clips from. I think I did play that long ago though, but I didn't play the whole thing. But it's "Am I Okay?" And the "Am I Okay?" I think was from Thanksgiving of the same year, like right before, like a month before this one. But yeah, but she totally brings it up there. And it's like, right, it is funny you say Keemstar, like blaming Keemstar. I totally forgot about that. But when I was watching part of Am I Okay just a little while ago, right after she talks about that, she mentions Keemstar. And I remember thinking, why is she, I forgot that she tried blaming that shit on Keemstar. Now that makes sense. Makes sense. Okay.
Was being silly in a live stream and jokingly called someone my best friend, which
Lori,
don't you sometimes do that when you're serious, like when you're on a live stream? Oh, that's,
she was just joking when she referred to Lori as her best friend.
That's my best friend. Like, no, she's not my best friend. I don't know any of my subscribers. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they live. I don't know what they do. I get messages from people. Sometimes I respond, sometimes I don't. But this idea that I've somehow, like, I'm best friends with someone that may or may not have done something is ridiculous, because I'm not. And there's going to be like, but they're going to run with it because it's an interesting story and they think that I've somehow like made her do things. But again, I'm not responsible for what other people do or say. I'm not responsible for how other people act. That's why I constantly tell people, don't spread hate, don't do these things, don't do any of this. And all this is doing, and all it's continuing to do, is, so if you're the person that they're targeting right now, this woman, what if you found out that everything that's being said about her is a lie? What if you found out that everything that was written was lied? What if you found out the person that put that thing out there wasn't credible and had been targeting me for over a year? What if you found out all of that? But that doesn't matter, right? You want to believe that this person is doing things on my behalf, and that's just not true. And what it's doing is it's intimidating people to think that they cannot support me, because if you support me, you'll end up like this person, right? In a lawsuit or whatever. No one deserves it. But I also don't know anything about this person. So this idea that I'm connected to this person is ludicrous.
Nice save there. But I love how she's equating support to the things Lori did at the time. I mean, I'm not throwing any shade at Lori now or whatever. She's been MIA from the community, and I hope that she's taking care of herself and she's in a good place. So I'm not throwing any shit at her or anything. I don't know her, and she wants to stay away. Let her be, please. Let her be. She needs to be left alone if she wants to be left alone. But I like though how Katie here is equating support to the things that Lori was doing at the time on her behalf. Like, that is what she's calling support. I mean, this was the thing. This wasn't just like, oh, I like this person, therefore I'm subscribed and I'm not going to talk shit about them and I'm going to enjoy watching their videos. Like, to me, that's support. That is supporting. Okay. Like, you support them as a creator, you support them as a YouTube channel, you support their content or whatever that you enjoy watching. The shit you watch, you're supporting it by watching it. So yeah. So that, to me, that's support. But she's calling support like going out and starting fights on her behalf, threatening people with CPS, I think was one of them, and it's just crazy. That is just crazy.
I'm no more connected to this person than any content creator is with any of their subscribers or any of their members.
Oh, damn it.
So if Oh, yeah. They're making something out of everything I do. You wore a headband and it was a topic for them. They're just reaching, and it's insanity at this point.
Yes, exactly. Oops. Exactly, Renelle. Yeah, she is targeting Miranda. Like everything she's whining about her that is wrong, and the actions that in her mind made her to be this victim in this video here, she is doing that like threefold to Miranda today. You know, even, well, I gotta say though, I looked at her Instagram earlier, and it does look as if she's trying to slowly walk back a little bit on the accusations. Now it's almost like I guarantee you, like by the end of the week, she's going to be touting herself as a unbiased reporter covering both sides, and who knows which side is right. You know, that's where she's going to be by week's end. Watch, it's fucked up. And then knowing the pattern or the cycle, when she gets to that point at week's end, then she's going to turn it around, and she's going to go after the people who likely called on her, or the ones that she originally named as the victims. You know, that would be the mother, the sister there, the family, basically Miranda's family, and other family and friends who've reached out to her. I mean, they're going to be the bad guys because they're the ones who planted this bullshit in her head.
I can't control what anyone does. I can't control what anyone says. If I say that Emily Baker, I'm glad that you're making money, then somehow I hate Emily Baker. If I'm saying that I'm tired of But
no, we all know she doesn't hate Emily Baker. She just thinks she's a bitch.
the viciousness and this pile-on experience that happens on YouTube with the commentary community, and I'm tired of the toxic commentary community, because you guys, guess what? There is a toxic commentary community. Just because you're in this commentary community doesn't mean that you're like a good person. And it also, like, I've always had this idea of like, who are we to gatekeep anyone, right? I'm not here to gatekeep you. I'm not here to tell you to leave the platform. I'm not here to tell you how to report. I'm not here to make you report a certain type of way. I'm not here to say I don't like you. I'm not here to discredit your whatever it is. Like, I literally don't care. If somebody gets a story wrong and it involves me, I'll say something. Does that mean I'm having a fit or I'm spiraling? No, it means if you had someone who had a massive platform spreading misinformation about you and it was taking hold on the platform, what would you do? Honestly, what would you do? Would you just be like, cool, yeah, that's right. That's totally me. I've committed crimes. Thank you for letting the community know. No. The rational person would say, you are incorrect. Please correct that or take it down. And
sorry, the first time I heard that, I laughed my ass off doing, no, like a big whine.
Ridiculousness of all of this is the defense is not to me, because people believe what they say, even though it's not true. And if you are a person in this commentary community that can act like you are the person that gets to dictate how other people do their channels, I'll tell you one thing, that's not how this works. If you are going to start going after people and saying, I'm the police, I'm going to police this community, I'm a truther, how about just stay in your lane and you make your content and you stop going after other YouTubers? If you want to talk about a YouTuber, how about instead of creating hate, you do it in an unbiased perspective, or you do it from a perspective of, here is what I'm telling you, you decide, instead of coming from a place of, I hate this person and I want you to hate them too. I mean, I can't control what anyone does for their videos. And there have been times that I have had to dial myself back, where I have gone off, where I've popped off, and where I've looked at myself and been like, oh, that was so awful. And I've changed. And then there's other times where, like, anyone that follows my channel knows that I'm silly. They know that I'm snarky, and they know I do silly jokes, and I do silly skits, and I'm, snarky and funny sometimes. Some people don't think I'm funny, But then they say, well, you're just mocking people and being mean to people. So is every single person that does a joke, is that suddenly mocking someone and being mean to someone? Like, it's just ironic that even if I were being a joke or doing a joke, I'm somehow now I'm mocking someone, right? I made a silly joke about Teen Mom and I'm mocking Chelsea. Seriously, you guys, that's what people were mad at me yesterday about. I did a skit where I said, wait a minute, I'm 28 and I'm not 19. Does that make me a teen mom anymore? And people were like saying to me, Katie, you don't understand. They were teen moms, so they're still teen moms. It's a joke. Obviously, I know if they had a child when they were 19, they were a teen.
I mean, it's like she just has a sense of humor that none of us can ever acquire. That was the funniest shit ever, right?
A play on the title of the show, because these women are no longer teenagers, and that's what the show was supposed to be about. It was supposed to be about teenagers raising children. It wasn't supposed to be about following women until they were 30 raising children. Uni only does videos about other YouTubers or gaming who made him the so-called mediator. He's the only doing it for clout and money. A lot of these people are only doing things on YouTubers. And if you want to make content on YouTubers, that's fine. But you have to remember, like, on this platform, like, look at my channel and you'll see that the bulk of the people I talk about are not YouTubers. They're not. It's just never what I've done. I've done the Duggars. And yes, like if I do the Duggars, like if Jessa Seawald or Jill posts a video on their YouTube channel, I might use it, but I'm not like sitting here like berating them. Katie makes lighthearted jokes and the haters lose their minds, but one look at the accounts and they go for blood. Right. So I'm not here to tell you, like, if you don't like, if you want to come to my channel and be like, oh, or the people that show up in my channel and be like, I can't believe this is your, like, why are you doing this? Like, did you see what my channel is? That's what my job is. So I'm not going to stop doing my job. And I think it's just weird that a joke is now somehow mocking people, a silly joke at that. Like, oh, maybe I'm not a teen mom anymore. Like, seriously, it was a joke. Okay. I like to make jokes. I also made a joke about Kim Plath today, about how her kids don't get to eat sugar, but she has a sugar craving and she loves sugar. So does that mean that I'm like mocking people that don't eat sugar or something? No, it's a joke.
Yes, it does. But
yeah,
you're mocking diabetics.
If you're here to make this channel like your hater playground where you can berate me and talk cruel to me and think it's funny, like it doesn't matter to me. If you're going to lose credibility with me 100% of the time if you call me names. You're going to lose credibility with me if you call me a bitch or a C word or whatever. Like, if you're going to lose all credibility.
Okay. That's about where I stopped watching that one anyway. I want to head on over to the other one. But yeah, that stream, it's loaded. I mean, the whole stream is just full of her describing in great detail how she knows and understands what she's doing is wrong. It's not allowed. It shouldn't be allowed. You know, it's defamation is what she's saying. But everything she's describing is everything she's been doing. So she clearly knows that her actions are wrong. So yeah, this really didn't age well. But here's another one though. And this one I am going to speed it up and play a little bit quicker though, because it's longer. It's like it's almost an hour. But and here is it's the whole the delusion. The delusion. Okay. Share screen. Huh. Weird. Oh, and I'll put the link to these two in the description. They're unlisted. I have them on another channel, but like I said, they're unlisted, so I'm definitely not trying to get views or clicks or anything from them. But if anyone wants to check them out, I mean, feel free.
This channel was a place that was like safe, and we just had like this amazing community, and suddenly like all of the internet on YouTube put their eyes on my channel, which I was not prepared for. I never had this level of scrutiny. I've never had this many eyes on me before. I've only been on YouTube for a year and a half, and I grew very fast. I know some channels grow faster, but in terms of like hitting the over 100,000 mark and going at a rocket pace, I have made a lot of mistakes because I, one, did not know this platform very well. And I didn't understand like the community rules per se, or the nuances of what, you know, some creators appreciate, like and don't like. And I've also been dealing with a lot of criticism, but it's been very amplified lately. And I understand why, because there's this big lawsuit out there right now that has a lot of really big claims that I can't respond to. And it has created this monster where people are trying to sort of, I think, dissect everything I do to justify what they're seeing in the complaint. And they're taking one side of a story, knowing that I can't say anything, and deciding that it must be true because it's in a complaint. And unfortunately, when you're in a lawsuit, you can't speak. You can't talk about it. You can't answer questions about it.
Just let everyone know, I just now put the links in the description. However, you'll probably have to refresh the page to be able to view them. But you know, once you refresh the page, you'll come right back here. So I'm just letting you know that if anyone wants to pull them up or whatever, they can.
You can't share details about it. You can't tell anyone what's happening because you don't want the other side to know what you're working on, and you can't, until things are filed, disclose anything. And that's been really hard because I've known this whole time like the truth and what we're working on, and I don't have anything to worry about. And I know I've been confident in my truth, knowing that what's being said about me is not truthful. But obviously, I can't provide any evidence yet. And I think that has created this sort of monster of, well, if it's in this document, it must be true. And it's just not. That's not how the world works. And so this week, we are filing a document. So you guys are going to get some answers. And I hope this will sort of calm down some of the waters when you get a better understanding of what, from our side, what's been going on, and from our side, what has been said, and from our side, what we've been experiencing, and really what we're facing and what I didn't do. And if you're new to my channel and like this is the first time you've ever met me, I am so sorry. Like, I have been pushed into a corner. I have been not responding the best to situations. I have been fighting for my integrity and for the truth, and I can't say anything. So it's just created mass hysteria. It's created a mess where no matter what I say, it's wrong. No matter what I do, it's wrong. And I understand like why it's happening, because there's only one side of the story out right now. So it appears as though I'm really this bad person. And I think I should be honest with you, like my subscribers, they know who I am, and I might not be a large channel, but they know that I'm not what is being said about me. They know how I conduct my.
I'm not. Okay. So Renelle asked, do you have the clip of when she said how nothing was going on at the hospital with her son, and then nothing was happening? I think so. I have a couple of clips of when she was at the hospital, and I think right afterwards. There were Instagram lives, I think. I know I have a couple, and I think that she does say something, because I want to, again, I want to say that it was my sock account that kind of pushed her to say something, much like the whole, swatting thing. She wasn't saying that they got caught up in the riots or anything like that, but she was saying how when they got to the hospital, like the National Guard was there and shit, and just, oh my God, because the riots were like right down the street. And when she said that, I went on the news and I looked, and also, well, let's just say that I had ways of finding out where riots were happening around your city, and none were happening at the time, like anywhere. And the ones that were happening before that weren't even happening by the hospital. So, her giving this illusion, letting people think the worst, and like just alluding to it, like, she pointed out, you're not supposed to allude to shit, but whatever. It was complete total bullshit. So my sock account was like, yeah, well, there are darn riots still going on near you right now. And, she's like, well, no, there aren't. It's like, yeah, dude, fucking come on. But I will look to answer your question. I will look. I don't know what. Oh, the thumbnail. Yeah, dude, her hair looks fucking amazing now, dude. I gotta be, I gotta give credit where credit's due. Like, I did not really care for her hairstyle before, but it looks awesome now. So Charlotte, dude, girl, whatever you did to your hair, it looks fantastic. So.
My research, they know how I do my videos, they know I make mistakes. They also know that I will be the first one to admit if I F up. Like, I am for sure the first person to apologize if I upset someone. There have been so many mistakes that I've made on this platform, and it's like, I can't even tell you how many things I've done that I either regret, I feel ashamed of, I wish I hadn't said. And it happened at such a rapid pace with how fast my channel grew that I was like not only just learning YouTube, but I was also trying to like navigate all these voices that I was not used to hearing. I came from the writing world. And so like in the writing world, they always say like, don't listen to comments. And I should have just maybe taken that with me and taken that to YouTube. But instead, I really liked the way that the community felt here. And I wanted to have a relationship with my subscribers where we were open, honest, where I was transparent, maybe to a fault. Sometimes I think I've said too much about my personal life or about my personal histories. But I've also prided myself on not having skeletons in my closet. So I've always been honest about everything I've gone through in terms of like previous, my one arrest from 2003 to battling with ADHD, PTSD, to discussing my essay, to, parenting a child that has disabilities. I have tried to bring myself to the platform while I tell stories, and also be mindful of how when I'm talking about stories that I am cognizant of who I'm speaking about and know that the people that I'm speaking about could watch this stuff, And I think very early on my channel, I was a little bit more naive to understanding how this all worked, especially like when I was still writing. There's this clip going around of me talking about my research for an article that I was writing, and it's being used to paint me as a stalker. But I was actually doing research for an investigative piece that I was writing at the time for an outlet that I was working for. So when I was on my live stream, which literally probably had like 10 people in chat, I was just talking.
See, did y'all hear that right there? She's talking about the video she did, the live stream she did, where she was talking about how she was looking for birth certificates on Tati Westbrook and family, whatever. That's what she's talking about. And she's saying, well, she makes it sound like she wasn't even doing it for her. She was doing it because this other outlet had hired her to do this investigative piece on Tati. So she was just doing her job. This, dude, like, come on. Patheos. Oh, there's another thing too. Like in the lawsuit from Tati, it even says in the very first filing that Patheos dumped Katie because of I don't know, something conduct or whether she wasn't doing her job properly. She was putting the company at risk, and they wanted nothing more to do with her. But yet you go to her like her Facebook page and everything, and she talked about how when they dropped my views or whatever, they dropped my displaying my writings or whatever on all these other foreign countries that I was really popular in. So this cut into my income. Like, wow, that's a crazy ass lie. Like, how do you do that? Like, fucking how? Just so full of shit. Like, dude, just own it, man. You know, like, you know that you're a piece of shit if you can't own something like that. You know that you don't measure up if you can't just fucking own something like that. Just saying.
Talking about how I had gotten a lot of leads. I was following all these different directions, and a lot of the leads ended up being just like dead. You know, like if anyone is a writer, they know that you sometimes end up on a dead end or a dead lead. Coming from the writing background, you always want to make sure that you dot all your I's, cross all your T's, make sure that everything is sourced, make sure that everything has the proper like source references, making sure that every time that you allege something, it has a document to be sourced to, or that you're saying this is where this came from. And everything that I put out at that time was literally from public records that were easily obtained. It was not digging into anything or, you know, going to people's houses or talking to people's friends. It was nothing at all. So, you know, and it was all settled, to be honest. So when this all came out, it was kind of shocking because one, that article has not been online for a long time. And it's been a long time since it was published, and I made corrections right away. And all of this will be shown when we actually present our side. But not only that, like,
it was all settled. Like, you ignored 4 cease and desist letters, okay? Then let's say that you're right here, and like the article in question that you're talking of right now has been offline. Let's just argument's sake, let's say that it's correct. But what about all the other fucking articles or the videos that were done? And what about just weeks prior to this video being made, you breaking the news about the Tati Westbrook lawsuit, being sued by her business partner there? You know, like, I mean, come on. Like, it was far from settled in her mind, in Katie's mind. It was nowhere near settled because she was just frothing at the mouth to just report on that lawsuit against Tati. Like, that was way too coveted for her, you know, like that. So that right there shows you that nothing was settled for Katie.
There was so much that happened during Dramageddon, if you remember, that people were like swirling rumors about everyone. And so sometimes when you hear rumors, you're like, okay, I'm going to go search this out to see if this is actually a lead. And then it goes nowhere. So ultimately, my story had nothing to do with a lot of what you saw. It was really just focused on 2 people. So that's all I can say about that. And I hope you'll understand more when we release more of our response this week. You'll kind of understand the whole story. But I shared that, and now it's kind of being used against me in a way without context. And I'm starting to realize that a lot of things are being shared that I've said without context. And I'm not used to that. I'm not used to having someone take a 10-second clip and then present that as if I said something when it's really not what I said or how I said it or the whole scheme of what I said. I think it's easy for any of us to take a 10-second clip and paint someone in a way that you want them to see. I think if you don't like someone, you can easily.
I don't care. I'm gonna read this because I sometimes just like to read a good, nice compliment sometimes. So Steve Wilson, thank you for this. Steve says, hello, Erin. I'm new to you too, and I only watch a couple of YouTubers, and you're the one I watch the most, you and Renelle Smith. Thank you, or thanks for doing what you're doing. You're great, and your channel is awesome. Thank you so much, Steve. That's awesome to hear, and welcome. Glad to have you here.
Take anything that they've said or done and paint them in a way that's not who they are. And have I made mistakes? Yes. Have I put out content that I maybe would not put out today? Yes. But did those stories or did that help me grow? Yes. Did feedback from my community help me realize the mistakes I was making? Yes, 1,000,000%. And I think a lot of my subscribers would tell you that I have changed and grown and realized with this platform comes a great responsibility in how I report things. So I've always tried to stick to being objective, being as unbiased as possible whenever I tell stories, presenting both sides. And, you know, it's hard right now because there's only one side out there. So I'm not seeing a lot of a balance in any of the reporting. It's like automatically I'm all bad. And so I have PTSD. So coming from this place of when you feel like the world is against you and you have PTSD, you get into this like fight or flight mode where you feel like everyone is going to hurt you. And so you either like fight, flight, or freeze. And I found myself at times freezing, at times running away, and sometimes just like fighting because I literally felt like no one believed me. No one cared what my side of the story was. Nobody wanted to hear my side. And that still kind of is the part that gets to me, is that there's all these videos being made about me, and yet nobody has actually come to me for my side. No one said asked me questions to clarify before uploading videos about me that are very damning and literally accusing me of crimes, which is really serious. Like in my opinion, if you're going to go on your channel and accuse someone of a crime, you should for sure have evidence that a crime has been committed, or you should for sure like have more than a 10-second clip and an assumption. You know, I have in the last several weeks been accused of Munchausen's by proxy, child abuse, fraud, stalking, and something else. Big things that if were true, I would be arrested. And I think this has created this hysteria where people literally think I'm a monster. And I've never been arrested for any of these things. I don't have any of these things. Like, I definitely don't have Munchausen's at all. My son literally has verifiable like diseases that I can't do anything to change. And if I would, like, if I could, I would never want anyone to like live in this life. Like, this is not an easy life to raise a child that has like a lot of like illnesses. And there's literally nothing I can do to change it. Like, there's nothing I can do to create these things. And there was no way that I can change any of these things. So we work as hard as we can to take care of him. But people see a sliver of my life and say, well, she must be creating those things because it's more scandalous or salacious to say that. But we've never had any involvement with any sort of CPS. And we also have doctors, like a ton, and mandated reporters in our house constantly. So if there was something going on in our house, there would be like literally people here that could see it, and they never see anything. And there's never any reports. It's always like, you guys are really good parents doing your best for your child. I think it's really sad. I know I talk about my son, but I think it's sad that like he ends up becoming like collateral damage in all of this, because he's a kid, he's 8, he's like a really sweet boy, and he can't help that he was born this way. And I just think it's really sad that people are like dissecting him and discussing whether or not he is actually ill. Like, and I don't really understand this context of anyone as an adult feeling justified to talk about an 8-year-old boy who can't defend himself and then basically say that he's not sick when he really has gone so much in life. It's just really unfair to him. I realize I'm the public figure, but I also understand my son is on YouTube. So there's no truth to that allegation at all. And I just hope you guys realize that if there would be cops in my house. There's also no truth that I've done any sort of Medicaid fraud or any sort of fraud. There's no truth that we have our nurses paid for by Medicaid. That's not true at all. My son's nurses are paid for by private insurance that we pay for through premiums a lot every single month. So no, he doesn't get any sort of Medicaid in the state of Minnesota is actually through a program called TEFRA, which is it has a parental fee. It is not free for kids that have disabilities, and we pay a monthly fee for that on top of our private insurance premiums. So nothing we're not getting socials like free services of any kind, period. And then there's these allegations that I stalked someone. That's completely untrue. Again, if I were stalking people, there would be police reports, there would be criminal investigations, there would be an arrest, and that's just not true. So that's just, I don't even know why that's happening. It's just, there's so many of these that every day I turn around and there's some new rumor. And it's gotten to a point that I've never been in this kind of situation. I've never had this kind of attention on me. And no matter what I say, people don't believe me. Nothing. Like, the people that believe me already, they don't need to be convinced because they know me. The people that are just meeting me are going to be skeptical of me. And I totally get it, because somebody with 9 million subscribers decided that I was the problem.
I think I passed the part. I'm sorry. I got distracted looking something else up. She said just a minute ago that she pays for nurses out of private pocket or private insurance. Is that what she just said? Because that's bullshit. She's made posts herself, public posts, about how she applied for the I don't know, for the insurance plan, whatever, for the help, for the social services that would open up all kinds of doors for help and everything as far as caring for her son goes, including nurses. Now, don't get me wrong here. I think she should absolutely get those social services. I don't care how much money she makes, because it's not about her. It's about her kid. So you will never hear me say that she should not get that for her kid for free even. Okay. I think she should. Absolutely. I think everyone should who needs it. Absolutely should, for free. So don't take this the wrong way. I'm not giving her shit like that. All I'm saying is that she could do a lot of good for this program if she was just admitting the truth here and just pointing this out, because I mean, this is one of those things where she is in a unique position where she could actually do some good as far as advocating for a certain group of people. And it would be people who understand the hardships of raising kids with any kind of medical disabilities or any kind of disabilities, but any medical fragility, okay, any issues that make it challenging, really. And it kind of sucks that she just won't do that. I mean, she doesn't have to do that, don't get me wrong, but she's not doing it any good by lying about shit, is all I'm saying. Just don't talk about it at all, for all I care, whatever. But if you're going to talk about it, just be honest, point out the good. Oh, and I found found a stream I completely forgot about, but she just reminded me of. um, it was what was the date on this? I can't see the date. It figures it was like, I don't know, a year and a couple months ago. The Unirock stream, a Rocklet suicide prevention live stream, Tati's response, and without a crystal ball, and Charlie Gold. If y'all remember that stream where Katie Joy goes on there at the end, and it's just really kind of, I don't know, gets made a fool out of. Let me know what you think, and I can go over and click that back on, or click that on. Two Bentleys. I hear you. And you know what? Here's the thing. I don't care if someone can afford 2 Bentleys or 100 Bentleys. When it comes to just basic health or basic necessary health care for their kid who has challenges, then yeah, I support them having that health care for free, because it's not about parents, what they can and can't afford. It's about the kid getting what the kid needs. So you can't always trust parents to do the right thing, no matter how much money they have. You want to see it? Okay. Little Mousy Girl brings up something in Georgia called or before you get Medicaid or whatever for chronic medical conditions, you get food stamps, you get assistance and SSI forms or whatever. SSI is something different though. Like that's, I mean, maybe I don't know if her son would qualify for SSI. I mean, I really have no idea. I do know, like here in New York State, anyways, I want to say SSI is federal though. I don't even think it's a state thing, but I could be wrong. I don't know. But it's not super easy to get SSI. I mean, you got to need it. You have to need the supplemental income, and you need to have it long term. Like even if it's not forever or whatever, it still has to be for a long term. You know, like not just a month or something. And you go through, you jump through hoops, like hoops after hoops after hoops to get it, from what I understand. I never applied for it or anything. I never had a reason to, but I know people who have applied for it, and pretty much everyone I know who has received it, because they, it was pretty obvious that they needed it. But even in the obvious cases, like they had to go through a ton of shit to get it. Okay. Yeah, I know, right, Noelle? It's 10% annoying when she interviews herself. I hate that when people do that, to be honest. And I know I do it too sometimes. I catch myself sometimes, and I'm like, oh, why the fuck did I do that? Like, but I mean, like when you word things like that, like, do I do this? Well, yeah. Do I do, you know what I mean? You're framing the entire narrative of the conversation. You're framing what the questions are so you can provide the answers you want to provide to tell the story you want to tell. It's purposeful. So, all right, I'm going to switch over to the other stream. And I think I might have found the spot too where she comes out. I don't know, but it's right around here, I know. But this was funny. Oh my God, this was funny.
Is that Katie Joy Paulson on live stream? You're lying to me. I've got Katie Joy on my live stream. Sorry, go ahead, Katie.
I'm here.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. I'm so happy to host you. Amazing.
Was the creep show in this one?
I love you guys.
We love you too. Let me see here. Let me get your volume set. All right. Katie, you just announced that you are throwing massive waves in the tsunami.
Yes.
Oh, give me the scoop. Let me get one scoop. Can I have a scoop, please? A double scoop.
Yes. Hold on 1 second.
I'm going to forward through it just a little bit.
Hold for you.
I had 2,000 subscribers, and I was writing part-time I was writing at that time, not part-time. I was writing at that time. YouTube wasn't even my job at that point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. It was kind of a side project.
Yes, I was doing investigative work at the time, following a lead and going in all kinds of different directions, as you know, when you're investigating.
Yeah.
And people are acting like I was stalking the family. I was not. I did not contact anyone. I did not contact her family. I did not contact anyone in their family. I looked at public records on ancestry.com. You know, it's not like they act like I was going to hospitals and getting birth certificates. It's like,
Well,
it's
that's what Keem did, and that's a little bit of what Creepshow did. They kind of went in there and they started sharing this clip that was from when you had.
No one said that she went into hospitals getting. You don't even get birth certificates from hospitals anyway. They're issued by the town or village or wherever the municipality in which the child was born. That's who issues the birth certificate. Wow.
Much less sub, so I was hoping you'd address that. Because yeah, in the clip, I don't have the clip right now, but I'm not going to play it either way. But the point is, they want to take those things you said, but they don't want to give context to any of it. Like, yeah, that was when you were on YouTube part-time, being a full-time investigative blogger, and now they want to compare the way you were then to what you're doing now as this, and it doesn't necessarily line up to me. I did find that a little. And then just I always wondered, like, why did Keem troll you like he did, or was he trolling you? Yeah, he came in and that's right.
And
that was so crazy.
And that's why everyone keeps saying that I deleted my Twitter that night. No, I deactivated because Keemstar started making these videos and accusing me of being a stalker and making a lot of defamatory statements and acting like, and then he kept saying allegedly, and like as though as though he knew, even though he was saying allegedly, it was almost implied.
He was trolling.
It didn't matter that he was saying allegedly. So then I was getting trolled by his sycophants.
Yeah.
And imagine a creator with 5 million subscribers, you're getting trolled by them. Imagine what your Twitter looks like. I had to deactivate simply because my Twitter was getting bombarded.
Well, you're only like the 900th person that's had to do that after Keem trolls you. So, and that's the accusation against Keem. And he has had those issues. And Keem, you're welcome to come talk. I know Keem's watched my show several times. I don't think he likes you, but he's welcome to come talk sometime. But either way, yeah, I can imagine.
And Keem is one to talk.
Yeah.
He is one to talk about defamation and the accusations he has levied against so many people for being you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I do. Oh yeah.
And
he did against a gamer. He said that he was a predator, and then
and then what about Etika?
Oh yeah.
He has so many stains on him, and then he's trying to act like he's somehow the moral authority, that I need to be worried because he believed some allegations and I should be scared. I mean, that's basically what he's doing. If this is true, you're fucked. Like, you know nothing, Keem.
Well, and then also, though, did you see on Twitter, right when Keem got mad, somebody had tagged him, and they tagged Keem showing him that H3 Productions was just followed you or had been.
There's a reason why I started back where I started, okay, and why we're going to play through. And just keep your eye on the chat, especially when we get around I think it was the 44-minute mark, the 3-hour 44-minute mark, and we're at the 36-minute mark. So about 8 minutes or so, maybe just before 8 minutes. I would just keep an eye on the chat here on the right.
Following you. And then he got.
Oh, and I'm going to be listening on my iPad. I'm just going to run to the bathroom real quick, so I'll be able to, hear this and keep up with you. But I'm not going to be here to talk to you, so I'll be right back, though.
Super angry because he hates H3 Productions.
I know.
Yeah.
Ethan and Hila have been following me for a long time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just watched. They did the funniest video about the Ace family, that content court. If you haven't watched it, it's hilarious.
I love them. I mean, I've spoken to Ethan in DMs before. I wouldn't say we're like friends, but he's been like cordial and helpful about something. if I have a question and I need help, sometimes he'll respond. And he's followed me and he watches my channel. He's shouted me out before.
Yeah, I saw that. That's an accomplishment. You know, that like Ethan's a titan of old school YouTube. I've watched him since way back in the day. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, I'm like not a huge fan of like everything that he does, but like, you know, they've always been respectful to me.
Go watch Vape Nation. It's a video he did. It is so hilarious. He's a really good comedian. Let's move ahead a little bit here because you talked about the fact that you're going to be responding. I read the original thing against you, and then I read the thing against Tati, and then I read Tati responding to the first to her thing, right? Why do you think they didn't file that in court yet, but they gave it to Emily Baker? I hope you could elaborate there a little bit. I mean, people have been asking so much in my chat. I just wanted to make sure I had you on that.
I can't say for certainty. I mean, it all just feels like this is them trying to use the court of public opinion. And it seems odd to me that Emily, who is a former prosecutor, would be so irresponsible by posting something like that, which could negatively actually impact their case in California. Like, why would she? They haven't even responded to that case in California. They have not responded at all. What she shared on her page on her channel was something that it appears as though they were like in mediation, maybe, of going back and forth between attorneys back in August. And that's why when you were looking at it yesterday, you said, this doesn't make sense. Why are they using this as evidence? This proves what Clark said in the lawsuit.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It almost exonerated you. It was like, if you're going to say that Clark did all the damage to the company, this much damage to the company, then why is Katie Joy being blamed in this lawsuit for doing so much damage? You get what I'm saying? Like, it almost, it almost begs
and then
the question.
Emily's heavily implying that.
Okay, so I saw a question here in chat. When did Ethan shout her out? I guess I missed that, and it must have been so long ago. This was, I think, it was right around the time when Tati sued her or served her with the lawsuit. And the only shout out I recall seeing was where Ethan, it was on Frenemies. Ethan basically like just talked about what Katie said in the video there about how she was pulling up birth certificates or whatever. And then Trisha called her like called her a stalker. And like that's, Katie then did a live stream about it, and she talked about it as if they were giving her compliments. Like it was some good thing. Like she had an in with H3 Productions or whatever. It was crazy. It was like the craziest thing I've ever seen. Just the way she just ignored how they were fucking throwing shade at her. But I don't know if that's what they're talking about here. That's the only shout out I recall seeing, though.
Because of something that he put in the lawsuit, it somehow means that I had communication with him, which is like, so because he finds lawsuits, you know what I mean? Or like James Westbrook's stuff is public. It's public, like anyone can find it. So if a partner is upset and they're going to try to figure out who they're working with, they can find stuff. You know what I mean? It's not like, I don't understand why they.
I'm with you. A lot of people, we were arguing about this in my chat. They were trying to convince me of why, not that it was true, but of why so many people believe that Swanson gave you all of your information. And you don't have to say anything there, but I think it might help some of the rumors. And we can skip that if you want, but there's a lot of people that do believe Swanson hooked you up.
I didn't have a lot of information though. Really didn't. Like, all I knew was that Tati's business was floundering. I mean, but no.
Okay. And I just appreciate that. I think it can kind of maybe what people can do is go back and find something that made them think that and try to fact check, and it might help them out. Because you just said that Emily Baker kind of like led that on. So
well, at the end of the day, if you're reporting and you have a source, like who is her source? She hasn't given up her source, right? So as equally as she's accusing me of getting involved on this end, she's now making herself she's putting herself in that same position, right? Where she's now reporting from a source about a lawsuit where she could end up being in the lawsuit.
It's crazy. I mean, the thing I said about all of this is that Tati is saying that you defamed her by taking this stuff that you were seeing out in public and making your opinion on it. That's Tati's claim. And to see that so many YouTubers are okay with, now they say that you didn't source your stuff and all this, so it must be defamation, but that's not how defamation works. If you look at a lawsuit, you talk about what you just looked at. That's called giving your opinion on what you just looked at. To see so many other people, other creators, and going out and
but
saying
how do they know that I didn't?
Things.
How do they know that I didn't source things to make these opinions?
Well, that's my point too. They would have to prove that in court that you're not required to show your sources if you get up on screen, but the clips I saw, you did. So
well, and if you are doing investigations and you are, what a court will say is if you have a reasonable belief based on the information to form this opinion and based on the information she's finding, could someone else form this opinion?
Yeah.
It will never go in their favor.
Because of the First Amendment and freedom of the press, both. Yeah.
Correct. And I had never had a malicious intent. There's no malicious intent. Yes, the freedom of press, like, completely.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, well, some people want to know why, and I talked to you about this yesterday in Discord. So that's why I'm saying this here. I think it helps clear up misinformation for us to talk about these things. Some people think, and I know that Emily Baker made it sound like you had deleted evidence. Now, before you respond, let me say this. Well, first off, hold on. Let me see what's going on in my chat here. Okay, listen, here's my thing. You guys probably wonder why my mods are deleting you. If you want to make a statement about Katie, tell us why. Tell us the evidence. Tell us where you drew this opinion from. The specific thing. Then you won't get deleted, okay? That might help you. I know some of you are here to troll, though. You can understand why we're deleting people that just come in and say something shitty, okay? If you say it respectfully, you're not going to get deleted. And if you want to say something that sounds shitty, put why. Put the exact reason why you feel that way. Maybe that'll help you.
The
Anyway,
problem, I
go
will
ahead.
say, is the problem with the way that the lawsuit is written is there's no context for the statements that they're claiming that I made. So people are saying that, well, you said this, so it must have been so terrible, but they don't understand what I was looking at and the context of what I was looking at and how much information there is about these things, and how it was all my opinion.
Yeah. Let me answer a question in the chat. There's a ding dong in my chat being a ding dong. They say something about tsunami came from Emily Baker. Why are you using it? Or no, I'm pretty sure tsunami came from Emily Baker, so not sure why you all want to shout it out. It's called a hashtag, ding dong. Hashtags work only if everybody starts using the hashtag. Now, that didn't come from Emily. It came from a live chat. It came from other places. Emily just used it. So I think everybody's going to start using it. You might want to let that go. Okay, but we need to talk about you taking down some videos if you want. If it's something you can't talk about, that's fine. It just would help clear up stuff. Because Emily did say, here's my opinion. You deleting a video is not hiding evidence, especially if they're only concerned with analytics. I actually showed my Discord how you can click a single button in your analytics and download all the analytics for a video just by exporting the analytics.
So now I'm not. Now that I think about it, they may not be there in the chat anymore because if Creepshow deleted her account or maybe she just deleted the messages or whatever, they won't be here anymore. But as you see here, like Creepshow just showed up in the live stream chat. So this is where it gets interesting.
if you wanted to delete a video, you could. If you wanted to private a video, those things do not equate to hiding evidence. So I hope maybe you'd talk about that for a second, or if not, we could move on. Sorry, I was distracted by the chat. So
I privated videos. Like, privating videos is not deleting evidence. It's
well, I'm
all
with you.
it's
So
it's
then,
all there. It's just privated.
so why do you think Emily was prone to act like you were deleting evidence? I don't understand why someone would do that, even if they're not, even if they're cited. She shouldn't do that.
She
Why-
never.
I don't know.
She
Why
never
is she not
suggested that
prone
or
to
anything.
question what Mel Salt is doing on Twitter? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to me. Why is it that I'm deleting evidence, but then there's and I'm not? There's
No, I'm with you. And I'm not asking this to criticize you or anything or to give you hell. I know you've been through a lot lately. I'm just trying to make sure that anything out there that people are spamming around gets taken care of. And I think it's one of the major points is that it's not bleeding evidence
Creep
to
Show. If Creep
My bad. Creep Show is in the chat. I'm a few like minute or so ahead on my tablet, just so I can keep an eye on the chat. And yeah, she does come in.
Show is in the audience, I just want to tell her to stop talking about me. I did not. I saw her comment in there, and if that's really her that's in the show, like, I need her. She needs to stop defaming me. She needs to stop saying I stalked her. I never stalked her. Sending her 2 emails is not stalking her. And if she continues to do this and like be a part of this, like, just stop it, Creep Show. I've never made a video about you. Stop talking about me.
Well, I can help you with that one.
And Creep Show, Unirock asked me to reach out to you. He said that you could help me.
I did, yeah. Now here's the other thing, though. Creep Show, it may not be her. We can't. We used to be able to check to see who is in our audience. You could click 3 dots and go to their channel. We can't do that now. So a sock account could come in. Now, if it is Creep Show, I want to say this if she's in here because I want to help you with this. But I have screenshots to back this up because I did a video documenting the targeted harassment campaign against you some months ago. And there was an account that took 2 letters in your name and flipped up.
And there it is. There's the message right there in chat. See you in my next video, you goober.
Them and then spammed Creep Show over a long period of time. I truly think that's why Creep Show said those things is because she thought that this account that almost looked like your account, it was like, instead of being like WOACB official, it was like WOACB with the A and the I flipped around. And they said some pretty crazy things
there was
to Creep
like
Show.
There was like 4 of those accounts where I actually had to report them to Twitter and provide my ID to get them removed.
Yeah, I know. And this is the thing. This is why I say before
And she's
Emily,
literally in the chat calling me a goober.
oh, well, hey, don't. Well, you're a goober too. Creep Show. I'm just playing. I just thought it'd be funny if I could Creep Show goober. Hi, Creep Show. Hello. Come talk. We don't bite. We're normal people. You can come hang if you want. Okay. So the one thing that I said about Emily is that Emily, I was shocked when someone in the chat told me that viewers were trying to send evidence to Emily Bates.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. It's hilarious. Quote, she's literally in the chat calling me a goober. I'm fucking dying. And then down here, nah, I have an hour-long video dropping tomorrow on this. This was so funny.
Acre of this campaign against you that's been going on since last June. Now, I know I can't talk about certain people that were involved in it, but I feel that anyone.
Hold on.
Yeah, please.
Creep Show, either act like an adult or get out of this chat right now. You are being a bully. You are nothing but a bully. I have never stalked you. Leave me alone. I will get my lawyer to get you in this lawsuit. Leave me alone, Creep Show. I'm done.
Okay, listen. How do we build bridges, Katie? How do we build bridges? Because we all exist on this platform. How do we do that? Is there a way, or is it just too far gone, do you think?
She is literally,
We
she
don't know that
both-
that's her, though. We don't know that that's her. There's no way to tell, right? Unless Creepshow wants to tweet that it is her, that's the only way we would know. The YouTube took our ability to find out if it is her. It could be a troll just trying to start. Okay, trolls have been trying to start stuff between you and Creepshow for a year. I just want to make sure we're careful, you know? Drama-free Aussie T says it's not Creepshow. I don't know how anyone would know. I would think it's probably a troll. Yeah. Yeah, might be a troll, may not. I don't want to get you stressed, though, Katie. You're going through too much stress. So close my live chat. That way we don't have to look at it. That way it don't matter. You know what I mean? Unless you just want to, you know, what you want to do. But
So Creepshow, why is it okay for you to get up on your platform and defame me and say nasty things about me? But if I do it to someone who likes defamation, why is it okay for you to go up on your channel and do all kinds of nasty shit and to tell your community I'm stalking you, which is a damn lie? You are lying. You're accusing me of a crime when you call me a stalker. Why is that okay, Creepshow? You know how quickly you can get served with defamation? That's how it works.
I think it's pretty crazy that all of this is coming to a head right now. Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi. It's pretty crazy. We got a bunch of different creators hanging out. Somebody just said Creepshow did. Hey. Oh, God. Katie just zapped Creepshow. I'll unblock you after the stream, Creepshow. I'm sorry. Katie, I'm not taking sides. I just I try to solve problems. I'm a mediator. I try to solve problems. I'm not trying to start problems. Slow mode? Okay, I'll go slow mode. It'll take me a second because YouTube's also changed how I can go to slow mode, and it takes forever. Okay, but Katie, one thing that I think while I got you here that I should at least try to get you to comment on is this targeted harassment campaign against you has affected a lot of the creators.
Oh, wait, hold up.
Oh, no, please, go ahead.
And Creepshow, she's part of my targeted harassment. She hangs out with all the trolls that harass me and dox me. So
I think being well, okay, and I understand you saying that, but my point would be, and I'm not defending Creepshow or anything, or I'm not attacking her.
Just ask a question, Uni, and I just want to be like very just honest. Why is it okay for them to bully, harass, and talk shit about me? But if I defend myself, then they can mock and harass me more.
I don't think that that's okay. And I think if Creepshow is doing that, if that is her official account, then it's irresponsible as a creator because it'll instigate other people to behave that way. Yes, I agree with you. I think anyone would.
Several of her friends have been doing this to me for months.
That freaked me out.
They will not respond to me. They will not speak to me. Then they mock, harass, and bully me. I've done nothing, and I have nothing to any of these people.
Well, hold on. Listen. Hear me out. I know you. I've known you for a while, and I think that they have a miscategorization of you. There's only one way to be able to fix that, and that is if there is a thing that you can show them to show them what's happened to do it. And I think that one of two things is going to be true. Either these creators are also engaging in this, which is be insane to think that, but I know this is the internet and weirder things happen every single freaking day anymore. But I don't know if Creepshow really, or let's use her as an example just because I don't know if it's her or not, but let's use her as an example. I don't know if she knows. She could be sitting there thinking that because let's say she looks at a notification and she thinks that this account really is you. I mean, I know if I had my phone.
No, she literally just tweeted about it. Well, okay. So I'm going to say this right now. Creepshow, I didn't stalk you. I sent you 2 emails because Unirock suggested I reach out to you, not because I even knew who you were. I had no idea who you were. He suggested I contact you. You did not respond. I'm going
to pause this for a second. Let me look at my chat here. And I think I'm going to jump ahead like an hour. Does this meet the definition of cocked? I think it does. But she is a goober. I don't see the issue. Exactly. She is a goober. Such a goober. All right. So I'm going to jump ahead in the stream. I'm going to jump ahead about an hour because Charlie Gold is about to show up in the chat, and they kind of go back and forth with it a little bit in the chat. Not so much though. It's mostly just Unirock trying to get through to Katie and he fails horribly. but around the like 4 hour something minute mark, 40-minute mark or so, Charlie Gold comes up on the stream, and then it's funny. So let me jump ahead of that. Where is it again? Let me see. She asks how to join voice chat at 4:42. And her last, it looks like her last 42. So her last one was at, so like 4:45. Looks like she joins right after that. Okay.
Found channel before, so no. Okay, I got it. All right, let me see what I can do. Okay, now, excuse me, because while I'm trying to get Charlie in, it's gonna take me a moment. All right, I'm following you, Charlie. Her calling her a liar, so crazy. We need to prepare for this. I wasn't prepared. People watch my show. I didn't know Katie was coming in. I didn't know all these people would be here, but I'm glad to have you. And
I just wait. Am I in mute? No. Okay. In the chat here, where's it? Caleb, whatever. Dude, unmod her. She's blocking everyone. You direct. What the heck? He's talking about Katie because Katie kicked Creepshow art from the chat. That's funny.
yeah, good call. Good call, Stuart. Make sure you hit any roll like that, please. Man, this stream is turning into a shit show. And here I thought I'd be playing video games right now, just relaxing, but I'm happy. It's okay.
They're all accusing me of things that are not true.
Well, start with one. Start with any of the one thing you see that's not true, and that'll help get the criticism to go away. If it's not true, then we can fix it.
I can't answer half of these because they know that I can't. It's not fair.
Only
In most of those questions she's been asked over and over again, but nobody, like she just didn't answer them still. Now it's not fair because she can't. I know, right? I'm not muted. Yay.
many of us are only here to try to protect others that you relentlessly harassed or mocked. I don't know what you're talking about. How in the hell is Katie making a YouTube video either harassing or mocking if she's not sharing personal data? This is my point. When you give an
But that's a good question. I mean, if that's not harassing or mocking, well, then all the videos made about Katie are not harassing or mocking, right?
opinion on something, you get me?
So I
When you're just sharing an
okay.
opinion, I don't see how, unless you're either A, inciting people to go fuck with someone, or B, sharing personal data. You get me there? Can you give me like an example so that we can actually discuss it and figure it out? Right? I think that'd be cool. Let's see. Okay, Charlie's messaged me back. Okay, I'm DMing you, Charlie. I use Discord.
Brittany, actually, you only know one side of the story. That's it. You don't know anything else.
Okay,
they're asking me all these questions about the lawsuit. You guys, I can't answer them.
We're gonna have to handle lawsuit stuff. Okay, I'll get you a link.
First of all, I'm going to tell you something right now with the lawsuit. I can't answer them. You will find out when I respond.
No, that's what I mean. We'll handle the lawsuit stuff at a later date. I would think that if people have issues that are like maybe like before the lawsuit type stuff, that'd be easier to handle. You get me? Alice in Chains Vault. Hey, that's cool. Hey, Alice in Chains Vault. Do you put Alice in Chains videos on your channel? Because if so, I have to look at it. I think you got recommended to me a couple months ago.
Girl Sleuths, I first of all was repeating someone in like this is the problem, Uni, is they're getting this information from people, from trolls. They
Well,
don't.
let's take one of the things that doesn't have to do with the lawsuit that
Okay,
they constantly bring up, and let's
why
talk
is
it.
Sophie a brat and a liar? First of
Oh.
all, I was on a live chat and somebody said maybe she was acting like a brat. And I said, maybe she was acting like a brat when a kid
Well, that's
can,
not calling her a brat.
right. If I said maybe she was being like bratty when the kid is like doesn't want to correct.
And
Was
you
asking,
did,
right.
did you?
Yeah, and it was like, so maybe she is. We were just discussing like in the context of what we were seeing, first of all. Second of all, I never called her a liar because the court documents in that case, which were like everywhere, they were in the media, they all stated there was evidence supported that the father was doing parental alienation. I never said that she was lying because I truly believed that she believed what she said. And I think people don't understand that. Like the child is being abused, whether it's happening in one way or another. You have kids that come in outside the community that do really stupid vandal things. Okay. So we weren't accusing necessarily our neighbors of it. It was more like we woke up and it was completely down. And it wasn't from when that wouldn't happen from when. So people are accusing us of lying about that,
This is about her flag.
but it's not true. And then because the police didn't add that into the police report, which by the way, the police were here for 45 minutes. They're not going to put our entire conversation in the report. They accused me of lying.
Okay, so we've got Charlie Gold, a creator with 130,000 subscribers that was in the chat asking to come in, Katie. So I'm going to pull Charlie down. You said that was okay with you. And just see what Charlie wants to talk about. And maybe we'll have a conversation, I hope. So let me go ahead and pull Charlie in. I'm going to do a quick little like 20-second transition while I pull Charlie down to talk. And also I'm going to, introduce her. So I'm going to mute for about 20 seconds and we'll get going. So I'll be right back and then we'll have Charlie here. I'll let you talk to Charlie for about a minute or something and then I'll unmute you guys. Maybe that'll help if you get to introduce each other and stuff. And so I'm going to pull her down. You'll have about a minute to talk to her before I
didn't
unmute.
lie big time about the flag. Like, why are they like honest?
Someone in chat asked me who Charlie Gold is, and I'll be honest with you, I really don't know. I'm from what I take away from this stream here is she's a creator on YouTube who kind of went through her own shit show, and she learned a lot of like lessons from her shit show. So she's trying to help Katie manage her shit show in a much better way, and to take away the same lessons. But Katie just. It's really good advice just wasted on the absolute worst person. So that's all I know about Charlie Gold, really.
Honestly, like the flag was ripped and broken. Like, I thought it was ripped from like it being pulled down.
Yeah, I don't understand why that's even an issue though. If that's
like there was multiple
maybe
times,
I'm missing something. I don't know.
Like there were multiple times, and there are kids in our neighborhood that literally do vandalize stuff. That's why I said that, but nobody cares about that. Like they don't care.
Now
we
it's
literally
the kids
have
in the neighborhood
kids that come into this neighborhood that vandalize.
Now it's the goddamn vandals.
Okay, so I'm going to mute. Then I'm going to pull Charlie down. I'm going to talk to the audience for a second to let you and Charlie talk for about a minute. Then I'm going to unmute myself, let you guys know I'm here, and then we'll all talk with each other. So I'll let you talk with Charlie while I do that. Here we go. We're going to do it right now. My moderator knows. And 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes,
so
Louis,
go ahead. Sorry,
I just wanted to say I was wrong. You know what? If I said I was wrong about anything, you would say that I wasn't doing it well enough.
Okay.
So,
well, we'll work on that. We'll work. And I'm sorry, whoever, Lewis or whoever you're talking to, I couldn't pay attention because I'm trying to bring Charlie in. Or if I would have tracked that, I would have helped out. But I'm sorry. I just want to make sure Lewis knows that. We'll do this now, though. Here we go. I just want to make Charlie wait. Here we go. Okay. All right. Now I'm pulling Charlie down now. So here we go. All right. So Charlie and Katie are talking, and I'm going to try to be a polite creator.
Yeah, he keeps interrupting.
I'm going to try to be polite, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves to each other before because I want to talk to you guys anyway for a second. Let you know what happened tonight and why we're doing this stream. Okay, now, hi, I'm Unirock from my channel Unirock 2. For my main channel, I don't post to it anymore. I'm like Shane Dawson. My main channel got too popular. I'm just kidding. Okay. Anyway, I went to my other channel because of demonetization. Now, as you know, I don't know, about November of 2019, I criticized Kate a lot going into December. She ended up reaching out to me. There was this dumb thing that happened between me and other creators. And I started to basically talk to Katie and realize, now this was back when Katie was much smaller, and it was back when there a lot of these dramas and stuff just didn't exist. Okay, because it's what, November now, this is a year ago. But I noticed that when I had an issue, and somebody in my server had an issue, and a viewer of mine had an issue with Katie, I started making the goal to take it to her and talk to her about it, and then update.
This amazes me. You see here on the left of his screen, you see the cheesecake, brownie, fupa, Unirock without a crystal ball. That means that all three of them are on panel right now, and he hasn't even let Charlie, the person with like I think he said at the time a platform of like 143,000 subscribers. He hasn't even let her talk yet, and he's just going to sit there and talk and make them both just sit there and wait. Like, I cannot believe how horribly he hosted this for his. I mean, he shot himself in the foot. It's crazy.
The person, and I realized that Katie receives a lot of, criticism, but she also receives a lot of harassment from this little group that's been getting a little bigger with every drama, and they like to kind of berate her. And I don't know, I know some creators out there agree with me that anyone on the platform shouldn't be constantly berated, because it's like with television. If you don't like something, you change the channel. And then, hey, some are going to say, but I got to be able to criticize her. Of course you do. I agree. I criticize Katie still. I'm making a video where I'm going. Oh, looks like Charlie bounced out. Okay, hold on. Let
Probably
Charlie
fucking waiting to talk. I mean, what the hell is she there for?
Into the gaming room also. Everything okay, Katie? It looks like Charlie bounced out for some reason. Is everything cool?
She's in there. She's in the general.
Okay, I'll try to pull her back down here.
You were on mute.
Yeah. I'm gonna mute so you can talk to her for a second. That way, you guys.
Oh,
just...
she didn't respond.
Oh, here we go. Okay. So I'm gonna try to let. Okay. No, you should be able to talk in gaming. Yeah, she can talk just fine in this room. Okay, they're gonna talk for a second. Anyway, so today I was just doing a stream to remember a friend of mine who committed suicide last week due to his family's wish that hopefully his death could help other people remember to discuss suicide prevention. And that's why you see the thumbnail and the title that you see. Well, Katie ended up jumping in the stream, and I've been wanting to get Katie on stream to try to handle some of the issues. So I tweeted out that Katie was in here. I'd only expected maybe 40 or 50 people to come in. But of course, we've had a bunch of bigger creators talk and everything else. So listen, I'd like to get some of the other creators in here have an issue with Katie. And if you still hate Katie after you talk to her, I just think that if you did sit down and talk to her, that maybe a lot.
Okay, so I just copied the prevention hotlines and everything that he had posted in his chat. I'm going to post them here just in case, because I feel like I should, since this is being mentioned here while watching his stream. So, well, it doesn't have anything to do with Katie. His original stream was a prevention stream because his community or whatever had just lost someone to that means of expiring, like the week before. So they wanted to put the word out, put the hotline out in case anyone else is feeling that way, to try to avoid anyone else having to go through the pain. So here are the hotline numbers that he had posted in his chat for anyone should they need them. So
a lot of these issues could be resolved, because there are people with actual criticisms. Though, if anytime something happens with Katie, oh God, Katie held this, and half ago, every time something happens, people are here that have an issue.
We still haven't heard Charlie talk.
You sound like you're in love with her, Uni. I don't. Racist comments about another creators. Are you telling me they would?
Come on.
A video out there that shows what happened, represent properly, because I have a feeling, I could tell you right now, if I asked her about it, she's going to say she didn't see the comment did get booted, or I mean, that's just insane. But if it happened, let me know, reach out to me. Hey, Veronica says most creators,
let the ladies talk. Someone just said in chat.
I haven't heard her say that. I think you guys are just hearing what you want to hear. Me, it sounds like Katie want people to criticize her and move on to do more things and to keep going. I don't understand how people have, like, have you not seen my chat? For God's sakes, I find an issue in it. I think your stuff that criticizes Katie over messed up things she's done is awesome. I think all the little things, though, all these little tiny things, does anybody ever do that with like Pewds and Nicholas Diorio and Tister? It never happens. It happened to me. People come in like that. I don't get the difference. There is a difference, whether you'll admit it or not. There is things that have to do with, and it seems like a lot of people think that those things are valid for being repeated a year and a half later. I don't understand it. Those things could go in a video. You could do a video, the top 15 things Katie did to piss me off. I'm going to be real with you. Katie saying, I don't think that's a critic. Do you do that to other? Do you go things like that? I don't see it. Criticizing over that.
Holy shit!
Right? Maybe the stuff like you guys were saying about the girl, right? Where supposedly
do with how they're currently criticizing me.
Right.
Okay, so just to be clear again.
Figures.
They're doing with that.
Oh my God.
There has nothing, and it has nothing to do with their.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It has to do directly with their involvement in this case.
Okay.
And it has nothing to do with their criticism on you. I just want to be clear. It has nothing to do with
that. It has to do with their involvement and then what they're doing with that involvement.
Okay, so just to be clear again, it has nothing to do with how they're currently criticizing you. I just want to be clear.
No, it has to do with how yeah. That's a loaded question because I can't give you all of the details because of,
no, it's fine.
It's how it's getting the.
Let me say hi. Hold on. let me interject. Hold on. For one, thank you for coming on, Charlie, and I hope we all can talk and answer anything and all that good stuff. But Charlie Gold is your YouTube channel, right, Charlie?
Yeah, I'm not here to promote that, by the way. Like
I know, but I want to. I know I'm not going to help you that much. You're way bigger than me, but make sure you sub to Charlie Gold, everybody. Okay, nice to meet you. Okay, let's talk, guys. So catch us up. We couldn't hear what you guys are talking about. If you want to repeat it, you can. If not, it's okay. But okay, go ahead. Sorry.
That whole thing was not on the live stream.
No, I just got back. Yeah, I was muting. I was talking to live stream. Yeah, I was going to let you guys do and then jump in. I should type it a few more times.
No, I mean, honestly, it's probably my fault. No, pretty much all I summed up was the fact that I've recently gone through a lot of backlash myself. Some very much valid, some very much performative. However, what I was saying in the chat, which I don't know, I feel like Katie understands me now. You can't control how people criticize you. You shouldn't try to control that. The more you try to control it, the worse it's going to get for you. Yes. And the thing with Katie is I realize she will respond to everything. She doesn't pick and choose battles whatsoever. Yeah. And personally, because she responds to everything, she's the best target for a troll. But because she's the best target for a troll, she's not listening to the valid criticism. You're not always going to like the delivery of the criticism.
Yeah, no.
But you're not always going to like the delivery of the criticism. However, there are certain criticisms of you that I believe is valid. So sometimes I feel like you're listening long enough just for you to respond and defend yourself instead of actually listening to the criticism. And I get
No,
it. It
no,
doesn't
I
feel. Hold on, Katie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
let her talk. Let her talk.
I'm not saying it feels good to have a lot of creators talk about you. Trust me, I've been there. I'm still there. It does not feel good. I will never say that. It does not feel good to be doxxed. It does not feel good to have people coming into your real life. But at some point, especially because I believe you've been on the platform for some time, you have to learn how to pick and fight those battles.
Good,
Not
yeah.
everybody's worth being addressed, but also you need to know, all right, this is where I can be held accountable. This is where I can admit my faults, because it can't be everybody else.
No,
It really can't.
Yeah,
It can't
no,
be. There
I
can't be, 20 people talking about you and they're just talking about you because they're bored. That's not how that works. Because even me, for the short time I've been following this, I'm like, oh yeah, this person has a point. This person has a point. Granted, have I tweeted about it or whatever? I think I said one tweet because I personally, I found it wild how much you were saying publicly when you were going into such a big lawsuit. That's where I found it wild. But
Well,
again, I'm not in your shoes.
Yeah,
You do what you want.
Go ahead,
But
Katie. Jump in for a
First
second.
of all,
there.
let me address something here. Like,
Yeah.
I understand that, like, I respond to a lot of things, but I also want you guys to know that, like, when you're not seeing something like this, that's not necessarily like how I am. I'll have like months and months where it's just super chill. Like, that's just how it is. Like, I'll ignore people. And he knows that. Like, I'll just have like nothing happening and it's fine. It's like when I get very stressed out like this, it can be very heightened and I can be like, it's hard to navigate and it gets
Yeah.
overwhelming because there are these troll armies that are like stalking me. So I'm trying to ignore them. And then all of these, the hard part though for me is that a lot of the stuff these people are saying has been provided to them by these trolls. And so they're recycling the same information and saying that I'm a liar when then it's like, even if I defend myself, I'm being the victim. And then if I say I'm sorry, it's, oh, she's always fucking up. So it's like I can never win.
I have a question. Earlier you had mentioned, and I apologize because I don't remember her name. I'm new to watching her. The attorney who's been covering some of your stuff, you have said she had your address on stream. Someone had told you that she had your address on stream. Did you see that for yourself with your own two eyes?
Yes.
You saw that your address was on her stream, on her video. Okay.
Did she blur it later, you think? Because you can go in and blur later. She might have accidentally. Because
I don't recall that. Does anyone recall that? Because I seriously doubt that there would be some sort of just oversight on Emily T. Baker's part. Like, seriously. Like, what is she seen it with her own two eyes, she said. Yeah, she's Polish. I never saw that. Nope. Yeah, that's what I thought.
She just got bigger. She just blew up. I made mistakes showing emails when I was a smaller
It was
creator.
on her screen for 3 minutes.
Okay.
So for 3 minutes.
She blurred it then,
okay.
Because, that is problematic. I don't think Emily would mean to do that. I think it might be a condition of her just kind of blowing up and being all these things going on. I remember what it was like when that happened to me several times. So.
But can I just say, when it comes to like troll accounts or different accounts providing information to different content creators, not every content creator is going to know the intent behind that. Are they going to sit there, at least the ones I know, and encourage doxing or encourage stepping into your real life? No, not one person that you've named on this stream. Creepshow, Nick, Dustin.
Except Creepshow is
no. The point that I just made, I'm talking about encouraging people to dox you, encouraging people to step into your real life, and those things. That's what I'm talking about, where it crosses the line. Creepshow would not encourage that. Are you about to tell me Creepshow did encourage that?
I don't think he would.
I know she wouldn't.
No. But I
know she wouldn't.
Is that she's accusing me of stalking her, and that's not true. And she refuses to listen. And there was like 4 accounts that were impersonating me at the exact same time. And then she called me a stalker and then like made a video about me. And then all of her people came and attacked me. And it was like, she wouldn't talk to me. She called me crazy. She called me names, which isn't cool. Like, I don't believe in name calling. And it was just really, it felt very vicious.
Okay, two things I want to address, and I mean this in the nicest, well, maybe not so nice, but in the realest way possible.
I know you do.
No one owes you a conversation. This is the internet. Would it be nice? Yes, but I want to be clear. No one owes you that. They're giving their opinion on public matters. No one owes you that, and if you believe someone owes you that, I really would work on that.
No, I don't.
And
believe-
also, when it comes to however her delivery is, that's Creepshow's delivery. You may not like it, then that means you need to look for someone else's criticism where you can actually hear them, where their delivery matches what you'll take in. You can't control how someone delivers their criticism, and you cannot control the fact that they don't owe you a conversation.
I agree.
But okay, I understand that. But if you're going to talk about someone and then you have that person willing to talk to you, it seems to me really odd that if I were in that position, if I were talking about someone and a creator was like, hey, you did a video about me, I would absolutely talk to them. Like,
well, maybe we can help with that. Yeah.
But that's the thing. You have to stop having expectations of others because of you being a certain way. I can't have the expectation of people and grinding up to me online. At the end of the day, that's them. And if I'm being honest, the two people that I hyper focus on, I don't talk to them. I've never talked to them privately. I'll never speak to them privately. One of them reached out to me recently. I left them on red because I don't owe you a conversation. And that's what it comes down to.
I just met you, but I love
but
you.
you do understand that, like, with any sort of publishing in terms of, and even if it's commentary and criticism, from a legal perspective, if you're criticizing someone, providing an opinion, or stating something about someone, from a legal perspective, if they want to defend themselves, they have a right to.
Yeah,
I mean, you can go you can go look. Please let me finish.
I know.
You can go look up for laws on freedom of press, and that's one of the things that they say. If you criticize someone and they come to you, have a right to defend themselves on that same platform. So
what? Like, is she saying that from a legal perspective, like there's a law? Like if you're reporting someone and you're criticizing them or whatever, you're kind of calling them on their shit. If they want to talk to you, then you have to let them. They have every right to. What the fuck is she talking? Oh my god! Wow, from a legal perspective, yeah, it just goes to show how much of a perspective she has on anything legal.
Yeah, who said you didn't? I'm sorry, who said you
but
didn't?
You're saying
have a right?
she doesn't owe me a
conversation. Yeah, I didn't say you can't. Yeah,
but
she doesn't owe you a conversation one-on-one either. If she, I'm not telling Creepshow what to do. Just
but
to
that's
be clear.
what I'm saying. Like, if she is going to do those things, and you have someone coming to them, they have never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I want you to understand. You have every right. If you wanted to do a video every day defending yourself, I wouldn't do it, by the way. But
I don't, and I really do.
Hear me out. Yeah, you have
every
right to defend yourself. No one's saying not to defend yourself. My issue is how you're choosing to defend yourself, because I don't think you are taking a moment to maybe address some of the things that are valid. And secondly, like, I don't want you to think, again, someone owes you a one-on-one conversation. I believe that you emailed, you said Creepshow twice. Or
thank you so much for the super chat, Autistic Shell. Thank you, EKC People Suck, for playing this. It's awesome. Yeah, I know, right? I'll make sure to put the link for this too in the description. Thank you.
or maybe other channels or whatever. If they don't want to, okay, I apologize.
And that was
she
because
doesn't,
Una Rock.
Yeah, I did tell you to, but let Charlie finish because I know where Charlie's going. And go ahead, Charlie.
what I was gonna say is, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second.
No,
But
you're
what I was
fine.
saying is, if she doesn't want to speak to you, if she doesn't want to respond to you, she can do that, and she can make a video about you every day for the rest of this year. She has every right to do that. And
But
if you want to
here-
respond every day for the rest of this year, you can do that. It's
okay,
just
but-
earlier you mentioned something about, you know, dictating something, and then I had wrote in the chat, why do you feel you can dictate how they criticize you, whether or not they criticize you? You can't dictate that. And the more you try to
Yeah.
dictate that, which is what I hear a lot of the time, you're making things harder on you. And just to be clear, there's a lot I don't agree with what you've done or what I've seen or some of the things you've said. But my point on coming on here is telling you, like, listen, I've been there and you're doing a lot wrong. And at the end of the day, pick and choose your battles. I may not agree with a lot of the things that I've either read or said, but there's certain things I don't have facts with. There's certain things it just came out of your mouth. So I agree with. That doesn't take away from the fact that you can be in the leagues a lot better.
Well, that's good. Maybe us all talking can help us all kind of understand the commentary rules a little better. And a lot of people forget that Katie's channel blew up really fast. Mine went a really slow roll. So I had a chance to learn all this when not a lot of people were looking. So, you know, I think you've given great criticism. And but I also do want to defend Katie on the slightest thing, which is I think a lot of things Katie says are uber emotional. And I think I know where Katie was wanting to come in to defend herself there also. Do you want to say anything, Katie, before we move on? Or?
I don't remember what she was saying, to be honest.
Well, she was just basically, I think you can sum it up with, you know.
And I'm not trying to be like.
I know. You're good.
My ADHD meds have worn off. So like once she stopped talking and you started talking, like I heard her criticism and I understood. Like I totally get it. Pick your battles. Like,
and the
you
part
know,
about creep show and all that. I know that, like,
if you can't force someone to have a conversation with you, which is fine. And I get that, but that doesn't equate to me being a stalker. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
so
I think creep show was discharged when she said that also. And I think that's one thing that can be fixed too, you know, like, because I do think creep show mixed up those tags coming at her from accounts that were mimicking you and made her think you were stalking. I think that's why she holds that opinion.
And it's just not true. Like, do I at people on Twitter and like engage in like conversations on Twitter? Like, do you at people you don't know on Twitter? Yeah. I mean, I at people.
I know. And I find that to be a reason why a lot of people get mad. It's because you're really honest with people and how you feel a lot, opposed to, and like when you said that thing, like, you know, you wish creep show would be a conversation. I don't think you necessarily think that show is required to talk to you or has to. I just think you really would like her to hear your defense one way or the other and give you a chance with it. How I
and it's not it's absolutely not that I think I deserve one. It's more just like I wish she would just, instead of
listen, I wish I was pregnant by Michael B. Jordan. There's a lot of things we wish in life, okay?
No, okay.
I just want,
can I wait, I didn't interrupt you when you finished. Like,
go ahead, Katie, so she can go ahead.
It's not that I'm saying that, it's just more just like, if you don't like me, fine, but it's like, if you have these opinions and you're going to say these big things, like, I don't know, like, I'm willing to talk and you're like, no, you're fucking crazy, you know?
No,
I'm not,
no one's saying you're crazy at all.
and I'm not trying, and I'm not a stalker. I don't want to be her friend.
That.
I don't even, like, I don't even follow her.
Don't read the chat. Don't read chat. Talk to close the chat.
I would close. Okay. I would close the chat, and just so you know, the more you tell me, and this is just me being honest, the more you tell me you're not something, the more I actually believe you are. Like, you said it so many times. It's just like, if you're not, you're not.
I would go as far as to
that's
say,
unfair.
Well, hold on.
But no, the reason. But let me tell you why.
That's
no, let me tell you. No, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
No, I don't even want to hear that. Like, just
okay, but that's part of your problem. But that's part of you don't want to hear. So I'm gonna speak to Uni because I need you to hear this. Maybe he can explain it to you later. Uni, there's been valid criticism, right? In the chat, through creep show, through other content creators. Since being in your chat, I've heard her repeat this: not a stalker, I'm not a stalker. No, get over that. There's been other like actual criticism that you can address, but you're stuck on this one thing.
That's the only thing I've ever heard her say, because I don't watch her videos.
Well, that's the problem. And that's
The-
why I
yeah,
think
that's
you
a
guys should
huge
talk.
problem.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. You need to disagree with that, though. I disagree with that. What are you talking to her about if you don't even watch anything she said about you or anything like that? What is it that you're talking to her about?
Let me let her talk. Just let me interject. Okay. When we know that when the whole thing happened, that Creepshow was taking, and I have the screenshots. I can pull them up. I'm not going to do it now. I did it just like a couple weeks ago. This account was like that had the 2 letters flipped in the name, was making Creepshow think that Katie was tagging her a lot and really harsh stuff. And then Creepshow came at her, and I think it really like hurt Katie's feelings and bothered her to be said about her. And then a lot of people were convinced of that from Creepshow.
And then everyone started
Katie.
attacking me because
Yeah,
of
she
it.
got
So,
attacked in a big wave, and I think
and it
that's
wasn't
why
like
that's there.
it wasn't just
not an excuse.
But the
Right,
wave
but-
also came from clips, because I've been following this, of you saying things about the drama channels, like I believe on live stream and stuff. I know those clips have been circulated too. It's not an isolated incident. Why
I know.
certain creators? So, but
Well,
she's only stuck on that.
Just with Creepshow, we were just talking about Creepshow there, though. We can talk about the other ones
I'm
eventually
not like
too. But
I don't hide the fact that I criticize like Nick and Dustin and those kind of and Rich. Like there's drama channels that I do like. It's just there's some people that I'm critical of. You know, it's no different
They're
than them.
critical of you.
Correct. That's fine. That's fine.
No, it's not fine. It's shown the whole string. It's not fine to you. I don't know if you're hearing or you understand what we're hearing. It's not fine. It's very clear it's not fine to you.
maybe we talk about some of those criticisms, because it happened again today when Katie came in, and I asked the chat, hey, give me some of the things you guys are upset about. And then you'll see that there is something that I think valid. I was saying this earlier when you guys were talking alone before I came back in, and things are really small and not valid being hit by a massive amount of, a lot more people, and they're being hit at the chat a lot. And I think that's what causes Katie to focus on those things. So eventually I'd like to have a conversation between people that have a bigger criticism with
it's
Katie.
overwhelming when
I know,
everyone is like in chat and hates me. Like
They won't
and
know
that's
if we do this a few times.
But that's my point. That was my main reason of honestly wanting to speak on this, is because I've been there. I'm still there. I get a lot of criticism. I get videos made about me. I get lies told on me. But there's also valid criticism within, somewhere in there. So I get it. I'm not discounting the fact that, yeah, it's overwhelming. But one thing that I feel like you do, you're very reactionary in the wrong ways where it does not help you. And maybe there's something there that people are not seeing, but people can't hear you because half the time you're reacting, in my opinion, the wrong way. You're reacting too quickly, and you're not actually addressing something that's worth being addressed.
I agree. I don't think it's done on purpose, because and this is why when I talk to Katie a lot and I don't have all those things there and being, constantly coming up, she handles, like, there's been like 5 of the criticisms months ago that we talked about, and they ended up being a lot different than what I thought would turn out to be. And I'm not going to go into all of it right here, but it's in one of my videos if anybody cares to sit. But my point is, I do think that whatever it ends up needing to happen, though, only happen through people talking like you guys are too. And maybe then people will come to a conclusion that, they think Katie's bad about one thing or another, but at least if we get past a lot of that initial stuff, I think it could help.
That's
what I'm saying.
honestly, like, if people don't like me, that's fine. If you don't,
No, the chat's saying they support you. There's so many people saying that they feel bad for you right now, and they want you to know they support you, and that to don't focus on the negative and focus on
it's
the
just
positive.
really overwhelming when, first of all, like, I'm not trying to make an excuse, but I have ADHD. And
it's late, so maybe we could do this earlier.
well, no,
sometime.
no, I'm just saying, like, no, that's not why. I'm just saying, like, reactionary is a part of ADHD.
I get it. One of my family members has it.
I have anxiety, and I am also a rape survivor and have PTSD. And so it is at times hard for me to really decipher between what is, it's hard to see the real from the fake and what I'm, and it's hard because I have a child that's medically fragile, that has a feeding tube and has had all these surgeries. And
let's try to maybe move on to a topic, and that way.
No,
we
I'm
can
no.
But can
no,
I?
let me,
But can I?
Go ahead,
Can I
please.
say this?
hold
Can I?
on, just let me finish this. I'm gonna be done,
Okay.
and then I'll be done.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay.
So there's all of these things that sort of cause me stress, and then it's like can get compounded, and then I just feel like I can't win.
I know. We all feel that way
I-
sometimes. Go ahead, Charlie.
I would suggest, based on everything that you just mentioned, you should take even longer to respond and
Me too.
address anything. Like I truly believe, and again, you do what you want, but I truly believe, based on at least the recent actions I've seen, you're one of the last people right now who should ever live stream. I'm being honest. I know you get a lot of support through live streaming, but you also don't help yourself in those live streams. And again, complete transparency. I'm friends with Creepshow. I love Creepshow. I'm friends with Nick. I'm friends with Dustin. But coming from like a human standpoint, you need to find a healthier way to filter through all this.
I agree.
Twitter's not the answer. Live stream is definitely not the answer for you. And if I'm being completely honest, Uni, until she finds a healthier way to filter this format, because I know you kind of mentioned like doing this frequently, this format isn't for her. And
Well, I
that's
think
just
the
the
live
honest truth.
chats. Yeah, you're right. The live chat
This-
causes a lot of craziness when we do this with Kate.
Yeah, it's not, and it's not saying, oh, you can't do it in the future. You definitely can.
You
But-
do know that like most of my content is not live streams.
Well, what
well,
I'm
with
saying
the amount
is
of pressure that's on you, at least that's what I'm hearing. The amount of pressure that's on you, and the way you're taking in the criticism, taking in, what people are saying, I just don't believe you're doing yourself any favors with
No,
those.
and that's why 99% of the time during the week, all I do is uploads because I don't have.
Okay,
But-
so then what I'm saying is something that you can actually do, where you step away from these situations where you do feel like you have no control, or you do feel like you might be reactionary. And
Yeah.
and that's the thing. People, just so you know, people can't really hyper focus or do a lot of content or have a lot of criticism on silence. You're the opposite of silent. You're very vocal, very reactionary, and a lot of the times I don't think you realize how much you're not doing yourself a favor. So yes, I've had weeks when it's like, ooh, not much to talk about, and I've had, my friends say it too, like, ooh, it's a slow week or whatever. You can't really. I mean, there are channels who will make up stuff, don't get me wrong, but the people I'm speaking about, I don't believe they do. You can't respond or criticize the silence. So
well,
maybe
I don't know if you know what my channel is, but I don't do like criticism. Like that's not my main thing.
But the people who are criticizing you they do commentary. They criticize
That's
people, give
true.
their opinion. That's what I'm saying. They can't give opinions. Well, I mean, they could. I mean, there's a lot to go through. They technically could, but
I know what you're saying now.
yeah. So that's my point. You like, I follow you on Twitter, and I started following you to follow all this. And there's days you're tweeting, and I'm just like, what is this? What is she doing? Like, honestly, what is she doing? And I just
glad you
watch.
came, Charlie. I think that I'm just glad you came. I wanted to get that in. I'll shut up.
No, you're good. It's just, granted, hopefully some of this, is gonna maybe get through to you. I do believe there's valid criticism there that you can answer. And when you're up for it, if I'm being honest, this is what I would do. Don't do it now. Don't do it tomorrow. Don't even do it next week. Whenever you feel that you can process and put together a video, not a live stream, I would put out a tweet and only have it to certain content creators where they can ask you valid things towards the criticism that they have had of you, and only have them be able to answer on that tweet so there's no trolls coming in. And whatever you're able to answer legally, put together a video and address it the way that you want to address it, because there's a lot of valid criticism there. And all I see you doing is focusing on the stuff that doesn't get answers for the valid stuff. So you don't have to do that, that's just a suggestion because
I like that.
looking from the outside in, I just see a lot of dodging of that stuff. And if you want to address the valid stuff, don't address it.
Not
But-
even the valid stuff. It's like I don't even probably see it.
Well, and that's the
Because-
thing. When I bring it to her, she does address it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. It's just from what I'm seeing. I see a lot of things that's just like, oh, that's not that important to address. But, you know, if you don't want to address it, you don't have to either. But if you don't, but hear me out. But if you don't, you can't complain either. You can't complain
No,
about
but there I address a lot. Like I don't
Well,
see everything though.
I get what Charlie's saying though, Katie. I do, and I think that maybe that's one thing that help. Go ahead, Charlie. Sorry.
No, I was gonna like. There's a lot of valid stuff out there, like about me, that I have not addressed, and it's truly because I've said it. Like I'm not addressing it. There's certain things that I would need to bring in other conversations that I'm just choosing not to do. But while choosing not to do that, you know what I don't get to do? I'm not telling anyone how to criticize me. The only things I've been criticizing heavily these last couple of months is specific to racism and people trying to enter my real life. That's it. Everything else is on the table. You go ahead, have at it. You want to call me names, whatever. That's the thing. I'm very different from you, Kitty, probably because of the way I am. I don't care about the name calling. I don't care about all that stuff because I get down like that too. I'm very unfiltered. You know, so I
don't
care.
like that at all.
But here's the thing, and it's okay to not like it, but you also need to understand you will never be able to control that.
No.
And you can mute it, you can block it, you can ignore it, but more importantly, you need to find a healthy way to process it. Because right now, I think you look at everything as a bad thing or everything as harassment, everything as bullying. Katie, you look at everything as bullying, you look at everything as harassment, you look at a lot of things as a problem until you learn.
Wait.
We'll let her finish. Hold on, Katie. Let her go, and then you can come in. Just finish that one part,
and then,
Charlie.
Yeah, until you learn to filter out what's not those things, because I've heard say so many times, and other times I'm like, that's actually not what it is. And I think that's what a lot of people say, you know, you cry victim or whatever. There might be certain things that it's not you crying victim, but because you call so many things bullying, harassment, this and that, you're crying about so many different things. And I'm not saying you're not valid in certain things, but it's just you do it to so much where it seems like it's almost everything. And that does not make sense. And you're not going to get through to people like that. And if your goal is to get on the other side of this and have some credibility left, I would start pausing, listening, and finding a better way to cope with all of this.
All right, so go, Katie, you can respond if you want.
I'm done.
Okay. Well, look, it's really late here, but I appreciate Charlie coming in like a lot. I hope you can talk to me again, Charlie. I mean it. And maybe I can get you back in also, Katie, and we can talk. I honestly should have been offline 2 hours ago, though. I got to get up and get my kid on the bus. The only reason I'm bailing. I'm not doing it forever.
No
if you guys want to go
problem.
talk somewhere else, that's fine. But
No, I'm good. Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate you, Katie, at least hearing me out. I hope you heard something, and if you want to do that in the future, I think some good would come from it.
Charlie, I want
Oh,
to say thank you. I hear you. I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate it. And thanks for that feedback. And
I hope you guys might talk in the future, because I think that, I think it would help. That's all I'm going to say. Either way, though, Charlie, thank you guys. Please sub to both Katie and Charlie. I have a big, massive fan base, and I want them to have millions of my subs I'm playing. All right. I'll see you guys soon. I'll reach out to you. Thank you. Oh, I didn't mean to cut Charlie off. She said thank you, and I didn't mean to cut her off. Oh, idiot. Okay. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys for a minute, and I
must have missed it. I must not have been paying attention or something at that moment. But the moment where Charlie tries to tell Katie, like, the more you say you aren't something, the more I'm going to think you are. And Katie got all kinds of crazy, man. Like, no, you can't think that. No. I just thought that was funny. Like, her just absolute refusal to even acknowledge that could possibly be the case. No, that's all Charlie's crazy thinking. Anyway. So yeah, that's the end of that. So I already put the link in the description, I think. Did I save it? Yes, I did. Yep, it's saved. So that link is now in the description, should anyone want to check it out. So, but on that note, I think I'm going to call this night because I am exhausted. I'm sitting over here yawning, trying not to yawn, but I'm yawning. Yeah, I'll be around tomorrow though. I'm not working at all. I'm not working at all tomorrow. Normally I do on Tuesdays, but I'm going out to dinner instead. But other than that, I'll be around. So I don't know if I'll be live streaming though, but I want to get a couple of videos out anyways. So yeah, Charlie does sound very fair and reasonable. Absolutely. Yeah, this stream here was right before she did her apology statement stream or whatever, where she just like doubled down and everything. Like this did no good whatsoever. It was actually quite funny. Maybe we'll play it. What do you mean tomorrow? By tomorrow? God damn it, Reagan. No, all right, I hear you. All right, I'm signing off though. Maybe I'll play the follow-up stream to this one where you learned that it did no good whatsoever. So on that note, I'm going to call it a night. Good night, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.